It's often said that presidential elections don't really ramp up. They're not real until Labor Day has passed, and then you're in the rush to the election. Well, Labor Day was just a couple days ago, and so now I guess the race is real. And attached to that reality that campaigning really ramps up after Labor Day, you're often told, don't worry about the polls until after Labor Day. I mean, anything can change and polls shift over time. But now Labor Day has gone, it's passed. So let's take a look at the state of the race and see if we can get an idea of how Kamala Harris is doing in the battle to keep Donald Trump out of the White House.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
So here is the swing state polls. And so of the 6 that we have listed here, she is leading by a good bit in 2 of them. He's leading by a good bit in 1 of them. And then there are 3 that are really too close to call. And so, yeah, it's the worst polling results, I guess. I mean, look, if he was up in all of them, that would be technically worse. But for us to understand what's going on, it's unsatisfying, deeply unsatisfying to be like, well, in most of the states where this thing is going to be determined, we don't yet know. But Wisconsin, she's up by 6. Michigan, she's up by 5. And he currently is up by 5 in Arizona. And so those are all important. But some of the states like Georgia and Pennsylvania, super important too. I mean, as we've often said, it is difficult to come up with a map that makes sense where Trump loses, for instance, Pennsylvania or Georgia, and then still ends up winning. And so we want to take a look at that right now. In Georgia, about 12% of the vote is believed to be undecided, or that's how people answer these polling questions. In Pennsylvania, it's even higher at 16%. And that's way more than the actual gap between the candidates, meaning that this thing is still anybody's game, I guess. And so it's gonna come down to the policies that are put forward, and tomorrow we'll be profiling a new suite of policies that Kamala Harris is doing on the economy and small businesses and all that, how much they campaign there. And then we also have what appears to be a growing gender gap. And so let's see, double-digit leads for Harris in both states among women who are likely voters, and then the same for men for Donald Trump. When you look at suburban women, she's now up 16 points over Trump in Georgia, 18 points in Pennsylvania, has similarly actually bigger leads among young voters. That's 23% in Georgia, 13% in Pennsylvania. And so we're gonna get into some of the specific policies, but I would say so far, she has reestablished kind of what we might expect the race to be, with a regular, not Joe Biden Democrat against Donald Trump with his political movement that's kind of always the same thing. And so I wish I had like more positive notes, but I guess at least she's doing pretty well. She could definitely win this thing. Sharon, what do you make of it?
I think it's, on the one hand, as you were going through the stats, I was thinking to myself, who is doing this? How can this be so close when there's this criminal, this thumbs up at Arlington National Cemetery, grab them in the rapist, whatever it is, sexual assault. I just don't get it. But yes, I think she's trending in the right direction. Don't forget early voting, and we'll be able to glean some things from just, watching who shows up and where, even if, votes aren't being counted or released. So I think it's scary to me, but at the same time, it's weird that I'm in these opposite directions. I'm so hopeful. I really believe that this could happen.
Yeah, I think so too. Although I like seeing this because it's a reminder that, like, we focus on the show a lot, obviously, about how insane Donald Trump is, how his brain's falling apart and all that stuff. But we do have to remember a lot of people don't mind that. They think that that's totally cool. And we should also bear in mind that there are some things about presidential elections that aren't super connected to the candidates. There are a lot of people who are focused on the fact that, difficult to buy a house right now, rent is high. The cost of a lot of things is high. There's a reason that Donald Trump and the Republicans are focusing so much on it. I would say exaggerating it, and they're using outdated numbers, but it is still bad. And so we have to bear that in mind. We come at politics perhaps from a certain angle or a certain set of angles, but a lot of people just see it kind of in like raw how am I doing matters. And so we should be aware of that too. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.